मुझे एक्चुअली जानना है कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर से पहले कितने घुसपैठ के प्रयास बीएसएफ ने विफल किए और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बाद क्या इन प्रयासों में बढ़ोतरी हुई या कमी आई?
देखिए, इस साल कश्मीर फ्रंटियर में केवल 4 इन्फिल्ट्रेशन अटैम्प्ट हुए थे। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बाद 2 अटैम्प्ट और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर से पहले 2 अटैम्प्ट, जिसमें टोटल 13 लोगों ने अटैम्प्ट किया था, जिसमें 8 को न्यूट्रलाइज कर दिया इंडियन आर्मी ने और 5 दे वर पुश बैक, दे वेंट बैक एक्चुअली।
Sir, you pointed out that there had been the 4 terrorists that were neutralized under your supervision as far as the combined operation between Army and BSF is concerned. What about the information that was provided individually and specifically by the BSF? How many such inputs were shared on the basis of which the operations were launched? And has there been any change in the tactics as far as the infiltration is concerned? Because in recent past we have seen that the back was there in the recent one, but then it was pushed back. Whether there was a neutralization or not, that only the Army or your BSF can confirm. But what were the tactics that now has changed after post Sindoor? Because recently we have seen the kind of module that has been busted, like white collar terrorists or the white collar doctors. Is it an emerging challenge for the BSF? Because now an educated youth is coming into the fora, and we don't know whether he comes with a tainted past or he is clean. Is BSF working on that also? And as far as the BSF's role in the hinterland is concerned, do we see that the locals joining? Because in the recent past, during this white collar module, many of the locals have been found missing from the South Kashmir. How is it going to impact the situation? Because on the one side we see it's a goody-goody situation that the locals are not joining, but don't you see that this is the another mechanism that is taking a shape which is much more disastrous and much more challenging than those who were listed, identified and were radar on the social, on the security forces?
I'll start with one by one. I'll answer. Int setup, G setup has a very good resources, and they are able to provide us quite large number of inputs, which result into various operations. Either it is relating to neutralization of the terrorist or recovery of warlike stores from the LC areas. So our focus in LC area in close coordination is with Army is very focused, and every intelligence which is generated we follow it up properly, so that any attempt which is being made for infiltration we are able to neutralize that. And we have a lot of success stories in that. Some operations done by Indian Army independently and some are done in coordination with BSF. In hinterland, we are generally in support of JKP, and we have 13 companies which are deployed in hinterland. In hinterland as well as LC, all these operations happen in close coordination with all other security agencies, and they intelligence agencies and security agencies have been following up all these inputs of locals getting recruited, and it is being taken to logical conclusion.
So how do you see this, the white collar module? Because now we see the people are joining the terror outfits who were never in the list, who were never on the list. They are the white collars without any tainted past, the ones who have earned their accolades, have presented themselves before the forums. And how is it going to, how are you going to develop a mechanism to identify those people? Because you play a role as at hinterland as well as LC. LC, it is quite clear that who is going to take the operation and who will take the lead, how the inputs are shared. But when it comes to the hinterland, where now we see that this is more a challenge than what was there earlier, being the listed ones.
Yeah, every security agencies and int agencies working in Kashmir frontier means Kashmir Valley have been focusing on such type of modules, and the initiatives which we have been taking under civil action program to develop lot of coordination and cooperation, making the civil population as partners in national and internal security. We are sure that such attempts will come to focus to us and we will be able to carry out some operations.
But how big the challenge is now?
Challenge is big, definitely, and we have to identify such elements which are being recruited silently, and I think all the agencies have to work in coordination to bust such type of modules.
And what is the role being played by the BSF as far as the radicalization part is concerned? Because in this case also, the radicalization was one of the elements that was even found by the national investigating agencies and the other agencies coordinating with the J&K police.
Yeah, our agencies have been, our int wing has been focusing on identifying institutions or places which are generally being used as radicalization centers, and we inform all the agencies relating to that because the responsibility of in hinterland we have only 13 companies which are in coordination with the JKP. But in Kashmir Valley, everything happens in synergy with all the security agencies. So whatever information we get, we share with the concerned agencies, and based on that, the modules are busted.
So, sir, this side, is there any change in the launching pads? Kya launching pad change ho rahe hain? Kya routes change ho rahe hain? Is there any such report with the BSF?
जी हाँ, we have input following the damage we had caused to launching pads of terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir frontier. We have intelligence inputs which indicate that some of the launching pads have been moved from the forward areas to different locations so that they are not in the firing range of Indian Army or BSF deployed on the LC.
Mr. Yadav, you talked about the launching pads. You said 69 active launching pads right now. Why were these pads targeted in Operation Sindoor? Number one. Did we have the information at that time as well? And then there are talks about our defense minister and other top functionaries. They are talking about the Operation Sindoor is at pause. You are the force on the ground. So is there a possibility of another round of it, and what are our preparations?
See, we are very much fully prepared, and Operation Sindoor continues, and whenever there is misadventure from Pakistan, we are very much prepared and ready to give a very befitting reply to them.
And I'm talking about these launch pads.
Launching pads, yes, we had these launching pads under our radar, there is no doubt in that, but the locations and the distances from the LC varies, and sitting on the LC, it may be difficult to target all the launching pads from there.
सर जो नार्को टेररिज्म है उसको कैसे आप देखते हो, कितना बड़ा चैलेंज है जो नार्कोटिक्स की संभालने में?
Yeah, narco terrorism is a very big challenge, and there are efforts by the enemy to push more and more narcotics in Kashmir Valley so that youth get addicted to drugs. Similarly, narco is also used to finance the terror things, and so narco terror is a big challenge, and we have a very focused approach to ensure that whatever smuggling attempts are being done, especially from Tangdhar area, we are able to identify them and neutralize them.
Sir, Moazzam from PTV Bari. Do we still, after post-Operation Sindoor, do we still see the activity of the drones, like carrying weapons or like drone activity along the borders?
Drone activities are there, which we have been observing, but that is restricted to other part of the LC. Generally, those are recce or surveillance drones which are not crossing the LC. But yes, drone are under our observation.
Sir, since you said that only 4 infiltration attempts have been made before and after Operation Sindoor and after. So, do you see it is because of the strong infiltration rate? Is one of the reasons that?
No, compared to previous years, this year the attempts were less, means I'll say, and that is because we are very effectively dominating the LC along with the army.
सर क्योंकि अभी सर्दियों का मौसम शुरू हो गया है, इनफैक्ट जो LoC एरियाज़ हैं वहाँ पे बर्फबारी भी हुई है, तो इस साल जो घुसपैठ के प्रयास थे कहीं ना कहीं पहले ही सामने आ रहे थे, तो क्या अभी ऐसा कोई घुसपैठ का प्रयास हाल ही में जो है रिकवर हुआ है या रिकॉर्ड हुआ है जो जिसमें जो संख्या थी घुसपैठ की वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा थी?
जी, घुसपैठ के अटैम्प्ट अभी भी जो हमारी इंटेलिजेंस इनपुट्स आ रही हैं उसमें अटैम्प्ट की कोशिश है. देर आर ऑब्जर्वेशंस ऑफ रैकी ऑफ फॉरवर्ड लोकेशंस बाय द टेररिस्ट विद द हेल्प ऑफ पाक आर्मी और ISI. जैसे ही विंटर अभी शुरू होगा और अभी थोड़ा सा गैप है तो कुछ अटैम्प्ट होने के चांसेस हो सकते हैं, बट वी हैव बीन प्रोमिनेंटली डोमिनेटिंग द एरिया एंड जिस भी तरह की इंटेलिजेंस हमारे पास आती है हम उस पर अच्छी कार्रवाई करते हैं.
Thank you.